Ladies and gentlemen, it is another beautiful day in Lincoln, Nebraska. The temperature actually supposed to get pretty hot today. 95, 96 or so here in Lincoln. Certainly the temperature inside could get pretty warm as well, as Cashier's round is underway. 6 games to determine the top 12, who will move on to match play this afternoon. Hope everyone is doing well this morning. Appreciate you tuning in. On behalf of our staff, PWBA staff and crew here at Sun Valley Lanes, my name is Emil Williams Jr. and we thank you and we welcome you to Sun Valley Lanes. Continuing coverage of the Pepsi PWBA Lincoln Open. Right now looking at lanes 21 and 22. We will take a look at 25 and 26 in one moment as well. Liz Johnson, City Rockman, and Sandra Gungora. It's a pretty good cross to start the day. All of your particulars. Your leader is Kelly Kulick at plus 78. Is the lowest Cashier's round score. Aside from the first week in Sonoma, of course, which was the most difficult pattern. Sandra Gungora on some pretty good shots here, and so far seems to be throwing pretty darn slow. I say that because Sandra is talking about ball speed. She likes to throw it hard, so sometimes it can be a little difficult for her to kind of slow it down, but she certainly got things working this morning. Such a talented player and on the verge breaking out. Our Cubica AMF Sonoma County Open pattern. Cashier's round cut was, or excuse me, not the cut, the leader was plus 121. The Cashier's round cut was minus 172. So that wasn't as low, or today's cut, or this week's cut wasn't as low. That was minus 114 to make it. But the leader, okay, Kelly at plus 78, considerably lower than Sonoma County, which by all accounts was the most difficult pattern. Liz Johnson has now made it to a Cashier's round. All 6 of her events, if I'm not mistaken. Liz now 6 for 6, trying to make match play for the 5th consecutive time. Gungora also 6 for 6 now. So again, quietly, Gungora putting together a solid season. It's still early, of course. He is 22nd on the points list. A shot there from Liz Johnson. Liz Johnson is first on the points list. And there you see City Rockman, top seed, excuse me, the second seed, I beg your pardon. The Wichita Open will extremely well last week, along with Lee Jane, her teammate from Malaysia. More look at Laura here. She had some good success on this right lane. Let's take a look at 25 and 26. So Josie Barnes takes care of the tough spare. Verity Crawley and Sandra Anderson. And 22 will finish first. And Liz Johnson. A 260 look here. We'll take you back there to see that finish. Solid look here at Anderson. Her game. Last year's Queens runner-up. And a 2-pin. All right, Liz got one in. And went through the nose, 215 from Gongora. A nice game. I think you saw talked about versatility and speed control. We saw a good example of that from Gongora. Bit of a weird 10th frame for Liz Johnson, but she'll take 243 to start. And C.T. Rockman will finish it out here in game one on 21 and 22. $196 for Rockman. Be sure to find your stats, your results. Stats are on PWBA.com. Click under Tournaments. Tournaments tab is really your go-to. And a lot of everything you need there. For this week's in particular, you can always visit pwba.com/live. Results, standings, round 1, 2. Of course, your cashier's round can be found there. Josie Barnes' first strike in the 10th is a good one. Coming into today, Josie was 20th at -113. Top 12 would, at this moment coming in, would have been -49. Or I beg your pardon. I was looking at the comparison sheet for the Sonoma County Open. Let's start over. Josie was -53 and 24th. Wouldn't even make sense. Why would she be here if she was in 49th place? So Josie in 24th, tied with Gongora, -53. Gongora will be just a few pins in front now. After her 215, Josie can shoot 210 here with a strike. Anderson 18th at -14. All right, 209 for Jose. And that leaves Verity Crawley to finish things out. This week in the Cashers round, I mentioned yesterday we could have several amateurs getting checks this week. Julia Bond, the senior to be at Nebraska, of course, just across the street essentially. And a 2-8-10 there for Verity. And the 10th. Bond has made the cut. She qualified 22nd, -45 to Shauna Sorouse. Finished up her senior season this past year at, just a few months ago, at Maryland Eastern Shore. She's bowled consecutive events and now finds herself in the Cashers round here this week. Got a check last week as well. So Sorouse and limited duty, of course, non-members can cash in no more than 3 events before having to take the extra step. On Sorouse, Nicole Bauer. In some extended play today, Jasmine Snell, former Husker, qualified 14th at +4. Laura Plazas finished her career at Wichita State. She was +19 coming into this morning. And Juliana Franco, she was 3rd at +63. Of course, qualified for the TV finals of the Wichita Open last week. Also, Victoria Johansson from Sweden at +41, qualified 7th. Pretty good week for non-members. Taking the action on 21 and 22. This is Katie Zwiebelhofer. Jen Higgins. And Clara Guerrero. Live scoring is available. The link is nestled inside the PWBA.com live page. It is right underneath the results. So be sure to check that out. And follow your favorite players or those who you're interested in, keeping up with the scoring. Brandy Branca, Laura Plazas, and Diana Zabialova will be on 25 and 26. Again, 6 games. Just completed game number 1 here at the Cashers round. Essentially 18 games total of qualifying prior to match play. Pretty good shot there from Wiebelhofer. Take a look at Clara. Last week, Clara was in a tough match. Group stepladder final with Liz Johnson. Back and forth. Both started out with a few in a row. I don't think anyone left anything other than a 9 count. Clara left a 10 pin and maybe a 4 pin back to back if my memory serves correct. Ended up being a 1-pin victory for Liz Johnson, 237-236. Situation where if Liz struck, would have locked it up. First shot in the 10th. So she went 9 spare, made a 10 pin, and then needed 8 to win, 7 to tie, of course, 6 to lose. Went through the nose and broke down a split. I should say broke down what could have been a terrible split. Ended up being a 4-10, but all she needed was 8. And that was enough to advance. Next week we are on to Detroit. Super Bowl in Canton, Michigan for the Greater Detroit Open. Perhaps a Tigers game could be in my future. I'll try really hard. Never been to Comerica. Comerica Park. pin there for Higgins. Jen was a part of that group step ladder final I mentioned. And Wichita lost to Clara in the semifinal of Group B, 237 to 188. Jen made the finals of the nationwide Sonoma County Open last season. Continues to put herself in position where she will certainly make or win her first title on the PWBA Tour. Essentially was the Rookie of the Year runner-up last season. Came down to what you'd like it to come down to, and that's the season-ending event, the Smithfield PWBA Tour Championship. Ultimately, New Way Finn won both honors, Rookie of the Year and, of course, the title. It was held at Richmond, Virginia, at Uptown Alley. It's actually Midlothian to be specific. This year we will return to Richmond, Virginia. Gonna do it up a notch a little bit, raising the stakes, if you will. So to be held at Richmond International Raceway, RIR. Should have checked them out on social media. Part of the NASCAR festivities that week. The Tour Championship will happen early in the week, Monday through Wednesday. The race, of course, later that weekend. Fan Fest and lots of things planned. Be sure to keep watch as the road to Richmond continues. 2 players already with golden tickets. Golden tickets. 2 players were presented with their swag bags as qualifiers for the Tour Championship. We'll post those photos today of Diana Zavyalova and Rosia Restrepo. Also give you an idea of what's in the bag as well. So be on the lookout for that today on social media. All right, one more look here is Zwiefelhofer for the moment. Pretty good shot so far. Well, turned up about 3 feet down and leaves a 4-7. Higgins. She'll take 2. Here is Laura Plazas from Colombia. Part of the famed Wichita State program. Plazas, Zavyalova, and Brandy Branca. It is TV season, PWBA. 13 of 14 events to be televised, of course, on CBS Sports Network. Started things off with the Queens last Tuesday. Or I should say this past Tuesday. Man. It is Saturday, so it's going to be pretty close to last week pretty soon. But this past Tuesday, the Keepuka AMF Sonoma County Open aired. Next week, the PWBA Storm Sacramento Open. And then the following Tuesday, all at 8 p.m. Eastern, will be the PWBA Fountain Valley Open. So if you won't be available on your Tuesday nights, if you have a league, bowling some summer league, be sure to set your DVRs. And just as a smart note, just in case, go ahead and add the extension on. All right, Brandy Branca. Well, Brandy, wouldn't be a surprise to see her move on up the leaderboards here. She has done some damage in caster rounds in the past, and moved on up. In fact, at the Sonoma County Open stop, well, she came out the gates 250, 250, and that ultimately propelled her. She has some good things in match play, ultimately earning the number 2 seat for television behind Rocio Restrepo. Speaking of Restrepo, she's in the field here in the casters round. Good to see her back. She missed the casters round last week, the Wichita Open. I know those kind of things do happen from time to time, but there are certain people you know aren't there and you kind of miss them. Rocio's kind of one of those people. Obviously, she's a great bowler, but it's everything else that she brings with her when she is on the lanes. She is a one-of-a-kind post-shot reaction. And so when you don't see it, you tend to miss. At least I do. All right, good break there for Laura. Game 2. At about this time, some stats will be available, and indeed they are. After 13 games, Danielle McEwen is your leader, plus 75. Lead has actually dropped 3 pins as Branca continues. Then Lee Jane, plus 71 in second. Kelly Kulik is third at plus 68. Victoria Johansson is in fourth at plus 61. Maria Jose Rodriguez is fifth at plus 54. Juliana Franco is in sixth at plus 50. Liz Johnson is seventh, tied with Clara Guerrero at plus 40. Rocio Restrepo is in ninth at plus 22. Shannon Pluhowski is 10th at plus 18. A devastating 7-9 from Jen Higgins just off camera. Shannon Pluhowski is tied for 10th at plus 18 with Jody Golick, and Laura Plazas is 12th, currently at plus 12. Brandy Branca is tied for 22nd at minus 38. Pin for Branca in the 8th frame. Zavyalova, of course, now a 2-time Queens champion. Pattern this week, 36 feet, 23 mils. Low volume on the Kegel ice. Fresh oil each round. Oh, no burn this week. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and check the schedule on PWBA.com. It'll tell you which weeks have a burn squad, which weeks the pattern will not be released. All right, Branca in the 9th frame. Zavyalova has gotten it together with 4 in a row. The old 3-10 split. This is shaping up to be a situation where a couple 220 games. If you're 80 over, for example, after 4 games, you might find yourself in the top 12. Open frame for Branca. Shot there from Zavyalova. And a week 10 there for Branca. In a moment, we'll get a little bit of 21 and 22 as they finish things up. Well, Plazas with the bucket spare. That one gets away from Higgins off camera, and the PBA washout. Wow, Blahowski twirls a 5-pin over on 27, would not fall. Sixth in a row for Zavyalova. And Higgins, such a great spare shooter. A couple weeks ago, remember, she made 2 4-9s in the same game. Of course, she took care of that PBA washout. 225 for Brandy Branca. Yep. One more for DZ. All right, she can shoot 247. Look here at Jen Higgins. 4 pin. I feel she has left a lot of those. Zavyalova, final shot in the 10th frame. All right, very nice finish for DZ3, 247. Evelhofer strikes first shot in the 10th. As we get the second shot from Laura Plazas. Ow. Able to get the 4-9 to go. Had some great fan support locally here from Lincoln, or in Lincoln. Of course, a great facility at Sun Valley Lanes. John Lucito will be honored as the BPAA's Proprietor of the Year. And Zwiebelhofer. It's a big double in the 10th. 3 in a row. No shot in the 9th. Clean game. And can get to 233. Started out 3 in a row, of course. 9 spare, 8 spare. Saw a 5 pin in there at one point. So takes care of business between frames 4 and 9 via the spare. And we'll finish here with, at the very least, 3 in a row to get to 230. All right, that was 7. So 230. And Clara will finish out game 2 here on 21 and 22. Game 3, we'll have April Ellis, Cindy Jane, and Rocio Restrepo. On 21 and 22, 25 and 26, we'll feature Missy Parkin, Jody Golick, and Victoria Johansson. All right, Clara shoots 181. On to game 3. Players making the moves. Strepo is here. She's ready. And she will get things started. Up close look here at Lee Jane. So it'll say Lee Jane Sin on the scoreboard. So it goes by Lee Jane or Jane. Generally when you read it or see it printed, first name or last name essentially first, your surname. It's April Ellis. Good to see April getting some extended play. April worked hard there, shot 230. The final game last night, before that, 221. So it went plus 51 essentially to sneak into the cut. She qualified 30th. Last year she was the 4th overall seed for TV finals of this event. Ultimately finished 4th. Strepo on her 3rd title, 3rd career PWBA title. The Sonoma County Open, sponsored by Cubica AMF. Team Malaysia here for 4 total events. This is the 2nd of those 4. The 3rd will be Detroit, and the final will be the Players' Championship in Green Bay. Watch the screen, you see some masking units. Of course, this event is sponsored by Pepsi. Big thanks to Pepsi, Smithfield Foods, of course, Go Bowling, Cubica AMF, and Nationwide. Proud sponsors of the PWBA Tour. Big thanks to all of our ball manufacturers, approved products, accessories, and apparel as well. Some of the masking units, actually all, of course, those that aren't covered here at Sun Valley, have given us some pieces in Skyline, pictures of the Lincoln area. Some things you can make out. Of course, if you're from here, you probably would know each and every item on the list. Literally, it looks like downtown Lincoln. We were talking about it when we got here, but there was one thing we hadn't figured out. It was something that looks like an arch. Still got to find out what that is. Similar to the St. Louis arch, but not that steep. It looks like something that connects a couple bridges together, potentially. But the Lincoln area, nonetheless, it's a pretty cool city. I tell people all the time, say, oh, it's not a big city, or, you know, I'm from Chicago, so obviously it's a major city. It's very large, buildings, etc. All of that stuff. But you could be in the smallest city, and every city has something that makes them who they are. So you just got to find out what that is, check it out, and it probably will be very interesting to you. All right, one shot here for Restrepo, and then we'll take a look at 25 and 26. Missy Parkin, Jody Golick, and Victoria Hansen. Keep an eye out on Katie Zwiebelhofer. She both well at the Queens. Jody Golick will make another run. She's denied a spot on TV at the U.S. Women's Open. She make a run here and grab one. Missy Parkin going to get back to TV as well. I'm a Queens champion. Victoria didn't like it. She let it go. Missed the head pin right. Let's take a look. Scoreboard update. Christina Zerbinski's got 5 in a row. Down on lane 3. Christina getting some extended play this week. Let's go through all of the cashers.
April Ellis, a big double. All right, after 14 games, Kulik back on top, plus 86. McEwen is second at plus 58. Lee Jane at plus 57 in third. Juliana Franco in fourth at plus 47. Katie Zwiebelhofer is fifth at plus 39. Diana Zavyalova is sixth at plus 31. Seventh, Rosia Restrepo, plus 26. Liz Johnson is in eighth at plus 23. Maria Jose Rodriguez is ninth at plus 22. Clara Guerrero is 10th at plus 21. Victoria Johansson, coming off a 156 game, falls to 11th at plus 17. Shannon O'Keefe is 12th at plus 12. Shannon 246 in game 2 this morning. Plazas is 13th at plus 11. City Rockman is 14th. She is even. Brandy Branca has gone 220, 220. She is minus 13 in 15th place. Jasmine Snell from Papillion, Nebraska, minus 14 in 16th. Sandra Anderson and Shannon Puhowski tie at 17 at minus 17, along with Jody Gawlin. Sandra Gongora is 20th at minus 23. Christina Zerbinski is 21st at minus 32. Missy Parkin is 22nd at minus 53. Josie Ernest Barnes is 23rd at minus 56. Katie Ann Sopp, 24th at minus 62. Former Nebraska Husker on a championship winning team in 2009. Verity Crawley in 25th at minus 68. Julia Bond is tied with Nicole Bauer for 26th at minus 79. April Ellis is 28th at minus 97. Tashana Saraus is 29th at minus 98. Shai Dowdle Hamidi is 30th at minus 105. Jen Higgins is 31st at minus 114. And Jellamar Beasley is 32nd at minus 171. .245 there for Victoria. It's kind of moving time here. Game 3, once we get to this back half of this round. Everyone gunning, of course, for 12th. And then not only that, the situation kind of becomes who will lead the respective group step ladders. And of course, how far or how much are they in the lead by? Today could be the most even if it works out that way, where the leaders of each group don't lead by very much going into match play, and it's really anybody's ball game. Last week it was over before it started for the most part, especially in Group A. Cindy Jane had that thing wrapped up, honestly, in about probably Game 4, Game 5 of the Cashers round. That's how dominant she was. Her lead was 300 plus and only grew. CT gave a few pins back, but ultimately still had a comfortable margin to earn the number 2 seed. Again, I want to thank all of our viewers for tuning in. All right, let's go on over to 21 and 22. As I get down to the final frames here. All right, Missy got a good break off camera, of course, just as we move to the next lane. Fell off the shot, but a break she needed there in the 8th. April Ellis, 10th frame. Strepo. Get to 214. And now make that 203. Good day for bowling. Get on extra frame. The PBA Extra Frame Lubbock Sports Open. Ongoing on extra frame, A squad qualifying. Be sure to check that out, of course. Thanks to the PBA. Partnership with them and extra frame. Senior Masters continuing coverage. In Las Vegas, Matt Cannizzaro, Aaron Smith there. That is taking place on Bowl TV. So be sure to check that out. And Lee Jane had an opportunity for 240 plus. 245 will limit that chance. Spare strike will give her 226. Riefelhofer struggling over on lane 28. We're in game number 3. She did strike in the 9th and can get to 180. Higgins is clean through 8, looking for a strike in the 9th. She gets it. She can put together a double, potentially get to 220 in the 10th. Hansen struggling in this game as well. Heck of a shot and wraps the 10th. All right, 225 for Lee Jane. Back over to 25 and 26. You see Clara off to the right and gets a break through the nose. Spare there for Victoria. Good shot there from Golick. Puts the 8-pin on its side. You see Parkin strike for what would have been 173, now 171. Seven-pin falls late. Jody, born in Evanston, Illinois, but residing currently in Schaumburg, Chicagoland area. He went to McKendree University, graduated in 2015, so just a couple years removed from college bowling. Mentioned her 6th place finish to U.S. Women's Open last season. She also finished 13th. She just missed match play at the Greater Detroit Open last year. That was a good event for a lot of players. Brittany Smith nearly made TV. She finished 5th. Natalie Cortez bowled very well that week. Also, 200 even for Golick, former 3rd-team All-American. All right, Victoria's going to try something. New ball. Could be the right one for Victoria. We'll find out here in a second. Bowling underway on 21 and 22. Let's take you there. Game 4. Juliana Franco. I wasn't sure if she was saying wow there. It's something that she didn't expect. She's on the board with a strike as we open up play here in the 4th game. Restrepo, Ellis, and Sin now on to 25 and 26. Danielle McEwen breaks down trouble. McEwen at one point last season had made match play in every event. The run stopped late in the season. I don't recall which one. But for a very long period of time, she was the most consistent player, and consistent and still really getting it done. Just kind of not, hey, she's cashing every week. But the match play streak was the one. She ended up making 12 overall, of course, out of 13 events that we stat for. Looking 12 out of 13. She bowled every stop. That number right there is a pretty telling one. Ultimately finished 3rd the points list. And if there was an honorable mention player of the year, which there isn't, that she would have been in that category, so to speak. Finished 3rd last year in points. Shannon Plahowski finished 4th, and Shannon O'Keefe finished 5th. Of course, Rocio finished 2nd, and Les Johnson finished 1st. Speaking of the points list in 2016. Thursday's view really gives you an idea of where the players are. We're a little closer. When we get to Saturday, we set up early, or really prior to the cashers round. Of course, in preparation for match play and really the group step ladder finals. There's not much time in between breaks to set cameras. All right, McEwen with the spare. Franco, you saw wrap a 10-pin. Had Sandra Gongora during the group step ladder finals last week, and she talked about Juliana Franco's game, and a little different than some other physical games, how she plays the lanes that we see, but none of that in a physical game's pretty solid. It's actually really good. The way she likes to play the lanes, especially last week, it was kind of in contrast to what a lot of players were doing. She was still playing kind of the middle part of the lane, similar to how she's playing them right now, and had success, having success this week. But clearly a young player. Knows how to bowl. Spent a season at Maryland Eastern Shore a couple years back. A student in Columbia. Donald Hamidi made a TV appearance last year. The Wichita Open. More extended play. Let's see. Lee Jane is competing here, cashers round. Shy Dottle. CT. Franco, one more. Let's take a look at our scoreboard. Score updates. Results. Look for Game 3, brought to you by our title sponsor this week, Pepsi. Kelly Kulick now extending the lead at plus 106. Jane Sin is second at plus 82. Danielle McEwen is third at plus 52. Liana Franco is fourth at plus 47. Diana Zavyalova in fifth now. She is tied with Maria Jose Rodriguez at plus 33. Lucio Restrepo is seventh at plus 29. Christina Zerbinski is eighth at plus 23. Liz Johnson is ninth at plus 17. CT Rockman is 10th at plus 13. Sandra Gongora is 11th at plus 11. And Shannon O'Keefe is 12th at plus 4. Jen Higgins has started with the front four on 29. Just outside the number right now, Shannon Puchowski at plus 1. Katie Zwiefelhofer at minus 2. Branca and Guerrero are minus 8. Plazas is minus 13. Golick minus 17. All right, Clara trying to make some noise here in this game as well. She started spare the next three. Again, live scoring is available. Be sure to check that out. Also, of course, if you'd like, feel free to drop a comment on our Live Now posts. They are everywhere in both, or excuse me, all three: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See what you're doing on a wonderful Saturday morning. We have several international viewers. Of course, it is the 11 Eastern time. Look at Jen Higgins sending pins. She's got the front five. Hamidi. Shy Donald searching for her first strike. Guerrero keeping pace there. She's got 4 in a row. This is on lanes 29 and 30. Check that out via live scoring. All right, fast 8 for Higgins. Getting off camera. Here at McEwen, and we'll check in on 25 and 26. Higgins did make that spare, by the way. Can't see it on the scoreboard today, but yesterday's prize pool was $1,000 for a 300 game. There were no 300s, so John Lucido has upped the ante today. And today's prize pool is $2,000. So again, $2,000 to anyone who shoots 300 today. Well, I shouldn't say that. $2,000 to those who shoot 300. If there are multiple, then they have to split the pot. If there is one, of course, you take home $2,000. Goes along nicely with your prize check from this week. I understand that staff members are not eligible, so that takes me out of the running. Boy, 29 and 30 might be the pair to kind of get caught up, if you will. Can split in the 7th, back on it in the 8th with a strike. Player then, her string ended at 4, 9 spared, 9 spares. Weevelhofer now with 3 in a row. April Ellis, 2, 4, 5. Our second major of the season is this month. The Go Bowling PWBA Players Championship. The defending champion there is Clara Guerrero. Was inside there from Rocio. Just one strike here this game for Rowe. gets one back. All right, Shadal Hamidi finally doubled. Able to get to 201. Franco through the nose. The double 186 for Danielle McEwen. Franco trying to make it 2 in a row. 2 TV appearances if she can make it, and then 3 match play appearances, which includes the Queens. All right, all done on 21 and 22. We're finishing up on 25 and 26. April Ellis on a double. 189 for Ellis, 182 for Restrepo. And potentially 182 for Sin. All right, now on 21 and 22, Katie Ann Sop Schroeder, Nicole Bauer, and Shannon O'Keefe. '25 and 26 will feature Julia Bond and Tashina Sorouse. So it'll be a good kind of comforting level or feeling there to have someone that you know. May not know them personally. I'm not sure how well they know each other, but they've competed with each other for at least 3 years at this point against one another. Julia Bond, of course, at Nebraska. Sorouse at Maryland Eastern Shore. So to be able to cross together, I think that would be pretty comforting. Julia Bond bowled to Queens, did make match play there. Made the bracket. First PWBA standard event this week. All right, Sop Schroeder through the face there. Bauer trying to take care of the 1-2-4. He does, uses the old plastic ball right up the middle. All right, if you're just joining us, we are in the 6th frame of Game 5 of the Cashers round here at Sun Valley Lanes. Watching Shannon O'Keefe with 3 in a row. Katie Ann Sop Schroeder, former Nebraska Cornhusker, and Nicole Bauer. In a moment, we'll go over to 25 and 26. We'll check in on Julia Bond and Tashina Sorouse. All right, Shannon O'Keefe now with 4 in a row. Game 5 nearly complete on 21 and 22. Julia Bond finally doubles. First 2 strikes of the game in frames 6 and 7 off camera. We'll check them out in 1 second. Pocket 7-10 there for Nicole Bauer. Nicole and her sister Brooke often compete together. Actually had to bowl each other in the Queen's bracket, elimination bracket. All right, Bond with 3 in a row after that shot in the 8th. All right, let's take a look at 25 and 26. Nicole Bauer just left a 4-9. She goes pocket 7-10, then a 4-9. Frames 9 and 10. Julia Bond, 3 in a row. Nebraska and Maryland Eastern Shore represented here on 25 and 26. 3-6-10 for Bond. Bond opened in the 9th. O'Keefe finished with 224, 171 for Nicole Bauer. Big 10th frame for Julia. The first one in the 10th. Rouse. A chance to get to 236. If you haven't checked the scores recently, they are available. Here's your standings after 16 games. Kelly Kulick shot 169, but still holds on to the lead at plus 75. What a shot there from Rouse. Lee Jane in second at plus 64. Juliana Franco remains in third at plus 50. Danielle McEwen in fourth at plus 38. Shannon Puchowski in fifth at plus 28. Katie Zwievelhofer in sixth at plus 20. Bond with the double. Clara Guerrero in seventh at plus 18. Shannon O'Keefe in eighth at plus 16. Brandy Branca is tied with Maria Jose Rodriguez for ninth at plus 14. Diana Zavyalova and Rocio Restrepo tied for 11th at plus 11. Liz Johnson tied with Victoria Johansson for 13th at plus 10. It is bunched up down there today, folks. Anybody's ball game, anybody's chance to make match play, anyone's chance to lead match play, the respective groups. Gongora is -1 in 15th. Zerbinski is in 16th at -7. CT Rockman is 17th at -13. Laura Plazas is in 18th at -14. And Tashina Sorouse is -24, but not for long. She will jump into the number after this game. I mentioned yesterday, she switched to a ball late in a game, and she was able to do exactly what she did. And I said, well, if she can do that, if that will allow her, or excuse me, remain and develop for her, well, she might be on to something. And she shoots .234 here in game 5 in very good position. So now it'll be up for her to maintain that position as she moves forward. With one game left to play. Jasmine Snell, Christina Zerbinski. And Shannon Pluhowski will be on 25 and 26. All right, Zerbinski. She's close to the number, no matter what she shot this past game. We'll find out here momentarily. But if her total is right, for 17 games, she is plus 24 and well within the number at the moment. right, Jasmine Snell opens with 8 spare, now 2-4-5. Again, this is game 6. Final round, or final game, excuse me, before match play. All right, Pluhowski. Spare, double for Zerbinski. Zavialova, Brandy Branca. Laura Plazas to our left on 21 and 22. Like everyone is through to game 6 now. Some will be complete early. In fact, 25 and 26. They may be the first ones done. Be sure to check live scoring, folks, if you aren't, especially for this game. From a match play perspective. Very rare for Pluhowski to have some company on the left side. Zerbinski and Pluhowski both making a cashier's round and crossing together. All right, after 17 games, Danielle McEwen is plus 62. In the lead, Lee Jane in second at plus 52. Shannon O'Keefe is third at plus 40. And as I mentioned, I'll get through it here 1 second. Kelly Kulick fourth and at plus 37. Notice the differences here. If match play were to begin right now, McEwen would lead Group A. Shannon O'Keefe would be third and just 22 pins behind. Lee Jane would lead Group B. And Kelly Kulick would be just 15 pins behind, excuse me. I think I said Puhalski there in third. That's Shannon O'Keefe. O'Keefe third, but the point being here in regards to how wide open it is for someone to grab the top spot at some point, even when we're looking at the 12th spot. It could happen. Liz Johnson tied for fifth at plus 36 with Zapialova. Liana Franco is in seventh at plus 27. Christina Zerbinski is eighth at plus 24. Restrepo is ninth at plus 16. Tashana Saraus is plus 10. Zwiefelhofer is plus 8. She is tied with Victoria Johansson for 11. Zerbinski through the face and leaves a 4-7-10. Maria Jose Rodriguez is 13th at plus 6, just 2 pins out. Pluhowski is in 14th at minus 3. – 11 pins out. 14 out is Brandy Branca. 20 out is Laura Plazas at minus 12. Give it a run, Christina. Wow, how about that? Talk about clutch there. That's a big spare. Zerbinski in 8th, trying to maintain or move up, of course, from the positioning. Brandy Branca. A couple opens. She's in 15th at minus 6. Plazas is right there, minus 12. They're bowling together with Zabialova. Her position is not safe as well. Pluhowski. 4 consecutive 9 spares and the split in the 5th. And now a 7-pin here. For Shannon, we want to keep the frames closed moving forward, but if she can catch a double here at some point, it'll be much needed. Zerbinski, meanwhile, out. And she leaves a 9-pin. My goodness. Zabialova off camera striking. There's a situation where you just don't have enough. We have enough hands to count all of this, because everyone really, from obviously 13th, but we can even go down, I would say, I mean, you just never really know. You could probably go all the way down to Sandra Anderson, 22nd at minus 67. Big game. You're even, you'll have a chance after 12, depending on what else happens, of course. Speaking of Anderson, she is clean through 6 frames, but yet to strike. Verity Crawley has gone spare 4-bagger at Crawley in 24th at minus 98. Randy Branken just crossed over Brooklyn, leaves a 5-pin. There's Jasmine Snell. She was in the cut for a while. Can't get the 7 to fall. She is 21st at minus 56, so it did fall, excuse me. Put my head down and it fell. Double for Snell. She can get to 222. I would leave her at minus 34. And at the moment, that would not be enough. Zerbinski still clean, which is what she needs. We'll keep it here. Again, they will be finished first of our two featured pairs. All right, 8, 9, 10, important for Pluhowski. Struck in the 7th, looking for a double, needs some help. Six, 9. Liz Johnson, just her second shot or second strike. She is clean through 7. Liz is tied for 5th. Zerbinski. All right, out of trouble. And just leaves the 1-3. Spare for Pluhowski. It's not an easy one. It's very choppable. Right, so Pluhowski can get to 203. That would put her at even. Then we'll be looking at Hansen, Zwiefelhofer, and Saraus. And as Zamjalova has missed 2 single pins here in this game. I tell you, especially on a day like today, on a week like this, scores are relatively low everywhere. No one is even out in front by much. Nothing is guaranteed. All right, Pluhowski stepping up. 3 in a row for Jasmine Snell. Didn't like it. And a 2-4. Wow. Quick look at what Brandy Branca's got to deal with there. The 1, 3, 7, 8, 10. Or excuse me, 1, 2, 7, 8, 10. Beg your pardon. Back over to Zerbinski. Here, 9th frame or 10th frame. And missed the head pin, and this time split does not go, and she leaves. 3-7. It's plus 24. And Branca opens. She's got 194 left. Best she can do is get to -12. Wow, Zerbinski. 2 split major conversions here this game. And that essentially should solidify her spot into match play. Wow. Made the 4-7-10 in frame 6. Just made the 3-7 in the 10th. Could be a different game if she doesn't make either of those, as she finishes with 202 and gets to plus 26. That is some bowling right there. I'm sure John will be very proud and happy. And he very well could be watching. If he's not, he'll want to check back and watch this last game. Speaking of John Zerbinski, a hubby of Christina. Snell finishes with 201. Very good tournament for Jasmine. And had a chance to move on to match play. And a bucket there for Pluhowski. And unfortunately for SP, no match play. This afternoon. And took a fall there, so we'll move on over to 21 and 22. Brandy Branca still with some life. That's a big shot. You never know. All right, so let's go and look at trusty live scoring. See where some players are near the cut line. Lowski finishes with 176. Sweevelhofer and Johansson. Let's start with Katie. She's on 19 and 20. We can see her score. And let's see, Johansson is on 17 and 18. Actually can see her score as well. That's good. That never happens. All right, Zemyalova. A couple opens this game, but followed it up with a 3-bagger. She can get to 225. Diana could lose some pins if she were to open, and still should be enough. Plazas, a 16th at -12. After that shot, she can only get to 199. Brandy Branca at -6. She can only get to 194. That would put her at -12. It's an important 10th frame here. Needs at least a double to have any kind of chance. That's one. It's the split in the second. It's the single pin in the third. And then the crazy washout in the seventh. All right, Plazas with the spare. Branca. Second shot in the 10th for any opportunity. Big shot. It's going to be close. Seven for Zavyalova, first shot in the 10th. There's Jen Higgins. Jen is 23rd at -97. Clara. Let's see here. Guerrero. Clara is 17th at -26. She will not go plus this game. And 6. I believe unofficially Branca now -16. She shoots 190 on the end. Weebelhofer just left to 245. She can get to 182 spare strike. And she would give back 18 pins. She would be at -10 unofficially if, again, she goes spare strike. Plazas. All right, 202 for Zavyalova. She will be in match play at +38. Weebelhofer, big spare here. Takes care of business. Well, the worst part about what I'm doing right now is I have none of the cameras are within my reach at all. They're down below in the settee area. Then tables. I'm on the platform here, so I can't go turn anything. I can obviously, but I can't talk to you and do it at the same time like normally. Victoria Johansson has got the 2-7 or 2-5-7 up, and an open in the 10th, and that may be all for Victoria and her bid for match play. And 7 on the end for Zwiebelhofer. He shoots 179. Plazas did make her spare. And finishes with 187. Officially with 35.75. She will be minus 25. Brandy Branca is minus 16. Katie Z, Zwiebelhofer is minus 13. Victoria Johansson would be out. Zwiebelhofer would still be near the cut line. Unsure of what Maria Jose Rodriguez shot, as well as Tashina Sarau. So, boy, it's going to be close today, folks.
Ladies, please tally up those score sheets. Turn
It
into
is
the
going to
tournament
be a
office.
close one
Give us a
today,
few
for
moments.
sure.
We're going to verify our scores for our match play finalists that will begin at
So,
1
of course,
p.m.
we'll keep it locked right here.
Any athletes who would like to
We'll wait
transport
for the
their
top
equipment
12
to Detroit, there
announcement.
is a area in the locker room, in the very back of the locker room, that says Detroit transfer here. Don't forget to leave your equipment there, 12 ball max, and then sign up in the tournament office. So give us a few minutes. We'll get those scores verified. We'll be right out with our official announcement.
Shouldn't take too long here. But if you've been scoring at home, Zerbinski's in, who we just watched. Major split conversions in the final game. Brandy Branca got to 190 the last game. Big double. Minus 16. She got 6 on the fill. Hopefully that will not be the undoing. She could have got to minus 12 with a strike and just edged out Katie Zwiebelhofer by a pin. So it could be Zwiebelhofer, who was 12th. It could be Maria Jose Rodriguez. She was plus 6 and was 13th. Puchowski did not have enough. Johansson shot 140 in the last game. I don't know if anyone else fell who was in the cut. Out of the cut, that certainly can and does happen. So we will wait and see, folks. The announcement is on the way. Hang tight. You're watching the Pepsi PWBA Lincoln Open from Sun Valley Lanes and Lincoln, Nebraska here, Bold TV on Extra Frame.
top 12 finalists for our head-to-head match play starting at 1 o'clock. Your tournament leader at plus 73 is Danielle McEwen. Qualifying second at plus 67 is Lee Jane Sin. In third at plus 66 is Shannon O'Keefe. In fourth at plus 61 is Rocio Vestrepo. Qualifying fifth, plus 38, Diana Zavialova. In sixth, we have a tie for sixth and seventh at plus 26. We have Christina Zerbinski and Liz Johnson. Qualifying in eighth at plus 15 is Kelly Kulik. Qualifying ninth at plus 10 is the Shayna Suras from Aruba. In 10th at plus 6, Juliana Franco. In 11th, even, is Maria Jose Rodriguez. And our 12th and final qualifier for this afternoon's match play at minus 13, Katie Zwieffelhofer. Again, that is our top 12. And John Lacido for our top 12. The ladies can order anything off the menu for lunch. So if you qualified in the top 12 and would like to order off the menu, please do so at the snack bar. Thank you, John Lacido. All right, everybody, we will begin at 1 o'clock for our head-to-head match play of the Pepsi PWBA Lincoln Open. So come on back, we'll see you then. Can I please see Brandy Branca to the front counter, please?
All right, folks. Sorry about that feedback. All right, the number was Katie Zwieffelhofer at minus 13. First one out is Brandy Branca by 3 pins. Check the full standings and results on pwba.com.
If Laura Plazas is still in the
/live.
building,
Again,
please touch the front counter. Laura Plazas to the front
pwba.com/live
counter.
for all of your full results. 1 p.m. match play will begin. That is when we will see you next. We appreciate you tuning in this morning. So on behalf of our entire PWBA staff and everyone here at Sun Valley Lanes, my name is Emil Williams Jr. We'll see you at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, right here. This is Bowl TV on Extra Frame for your continuing coverage of the 2017 Pepsi PWBA Lincoln Open.